another fight between the family of a California teen and health insurance giant Cigna. We've been telling you the family plans to sue because the company twice denied their daughter a liver transplant.
There's a lot more to this story, though. Does the family really have a case, or is this just, a tragic illustration of a broken healthcare system? Joining us now to talk about it, Fox News legal analyst Mercedes Cohen and former prosecutor Paul Callan. Good to see you both. All right, look, we all know these policies have the standard provision that says you can deny coverage if it's only going to be temporary or if it's experimental. They had an oncologist and a liver expert look at this, and they both said it's only going to extend her life by a few months. It's just not worth it. Denied coverage. Aren't they correct in denying coverage here? And our heart goes out to the family and the girl.
It's a tough case, but, it's very close to the line, Greg, because the policy says you can't do experimental or investigatory procedures. The family here says, hey, the insurance company reversed decision on it eventually. They did authorize the procedure. Unfortunately, she had died when that happened. But the insurance company is going to say, most doctors would not have done this procedure. She had leukemia, and the immunosuppressant drugs required for the liver transplant might have made her leukemia worse, and she might have died anyway. That's what
in fact, let me put it up on the screen here. Here is what a leading expert said about these kinds of cases. Transplantation is not an option for leukemia patients. The immunosuppressant drugs, as Paul pointed out, tend to increase the risk of growth of any tumors. It would have been futile.
Oh, sure. I mean, the other part of it, too, Greg, if they actually go forward and sue Cigna, Cigna can just bring all their experts and say, wait a minute, there are so many other factors that could have contributed to her death. She was gravely ill, and there are other factors in her health that could contribute to her death, and maybe this liver transplant may have been 1 or 2% of the causation of her death. I think they're going to have a really tough time trying to show that.
What about the lawyer here, Mark Garagos, who is not only suing, but, I mean, he's going to say that they basically might have murdered this girl. Is the use of the word murder going way over the line?
It's way over the line, Patty. And Garagos is showboating. He's grandstanding. I mean, to say that this is a case of murder because the insurance company made a decision based on what they thought was scientific evidence is outrageous. I mean, I think they could consider suing him for slander. I do think, though, that, there may be a civil case here. I mean, you never, if you give this case to a jury, who knows what a jury might do.
It wouldn't even get to a jury, though, because causation is the cornerstone of this case. And they're going to have enough experts to say that this child was so ill, there's no possible way, no conceivable way that she could have survived.
I got to disagree with you on that. There are a lot of judges in California that might say, let's let a jury decide this case, whether the insurance company did the right thing. And there's so much sympathy in this case for the family that I'd be a little bit worried. Obviously, Cigna was so worried.
It was definitely PR, because once Cigna, we all know, I mean, the families, there were demonstrations in front of Cigna. That's part of the reason why they reversed. It was a PR
What did Cigna do? They reversed.
No, Cigna said, we will make an exception to the rule out of compassion here. They were doing the nice thing. Instead, Garagos is mouthing off, throwing it back against them, accusing them of murder. Maybe Garagos feels guilty because he got the letter faxed and he didn't reach the family or the hospital for 36 precious minutes before they pulled the plug. That's inexcusable.
Exactly. There's the causation for this child.
You know what Cigna's going to do when they get sued? They're going to settle, because for the same reason that they reversed their decision under public pressure, they're going to be afraid that a jury's going to slam them for letting this girl die.
No way.
It's going to open up the dams here. If they're going to settle a case like this with slam dunk, you've got experts that saying you don't have causation here, you're going to have a serious problem.
The other question is, when they say that they let her die, just denying to pay for it is not denying her the operation. And some people are saying she could have gotten the money some other way.
The family could have asked for the procedure. They could have litigated coverage later on. Why didn't they do that?
You're all the Grinches that stole Christmas here. I think the insurance company probably should have stepped forward and been willing to fund this. And they did in the end say that they should have funded this. So I think you're going to see a lawsuit. You're going to see a settlement. It's ridiculous, Patty, to say it's a criminal case.
They're not going to do it. They're going to fight it.
You know this because in California it requires bad faith on the part of the insurance company, and that is a very high hurdle.
Yeah, and there was no bad faith here. I mean, they can show enough of the steps that were taken.
There was good faith.
There was good faith in this. I mean, they were following what their procedures were.
Merry Christmas to you, Mercedes.
You guys are going to stick around. We've got lots more to talk about in the next hour. Another touchy legal subject, and I mean that touchy.
Yeah.